Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to the very first, the real first video, brothers and sisters. The reason why I'm saying the real first video is because I actually dropped a video previously today, guys. And of course, that video was supposed to drop yesterday. Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond our control, we were not able to upload that video yesterday. And of course, had to be uploaded 6 a.m. Unfortunately, the individuals did not schedule the video to be uploaded at 6 a.m. And it was, of course, uploaded at 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. around that time today. So we have the previous one, but this is the real first video that I've actually dropped. Of course, I'll post that link in the first comment in the comment box below, so you guys can definitely check it out right there. I know individuals tend to watch these videos a bit later on in the day, so I'll definitely post that link if you guys want to check it out right there. It's interesting, that video, that will definitely be discussing a number of things, and I think a number of persons need to know what exactly is going on in the country in 2024 for this year, month of September, August, September, around that time, especially when it pertains to the Nature Island governance right there, and of course the inclusion of the people, or giving Florida's precedence over the people, and then the people need to get, it's interesting that the people need to go and get help, or are happy to get help when they get help from overseas, because the very people are not helping them. It's a very interesting time, guys. Check out that video right there. And of course, there's a number of other things that I'll be talking about, including the hospital. It seems like the hospital is deteriorating. So definitely check that link in the first comment, in the comment box below, guys, if you did not see it yet. Anyways, brothers and sisters, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that. Click the thumbs up button, click the like button, and of course, subscribe and turn on that post notification. Click subscribe, click the bell, click all, so you'll be notified when I drop all my videos, and help this channel to grow as further, as much as you can. Sorry, guys. So we can get to, we are close to 10K. I think we are 9.9 or 9 point something, brothers and sisters. We are close to 10K. So definitely subscribe to this channel. I would appreciate that right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into the vibrations for today. Of course, we have none other than Mr. Reg. Mr. Reg, of course, was one of the individuals who won an award for BOUYON, the BOUYON category at the Caribbean Music Awards 2024. Right, they actually have the vlog of that, was actually there as well. I didn't win any awards, but I was there, brothers and sisters, as a media rep for vlogging in that awards, brothers and sisters. So you can definitely check that link. It's on Mystelics vlogs. If you want me to definitely provide that link, you can also ask me in the comment box, because I tend to read my comments as well. Of course, let me know your thoughts in this regard. But of course, Mr. Reg is doing something. I heard a little snippet of it, guys, but it seems like he's trying to bridge BOUYON to SOCA, and it's like, don't get vexed about this situation. I want to break it down right there. And of course, he's entitled this video BOUYON 101 SOCA Umbrella. I will of course post this link in the description below if you guys want it uninterrupted. But of course, it's a reaction, and gotta interrupt him from time to time. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let us get into the vibrations for the day right there.
Yeah, man, BOUYON 101, a nice class again. That might be a little controversial, but big up to Marshall for bigging up the BOUYON.
I actually saw that interview that he did. I think he did it on Fox Morning, Fox 11 or something of that sort, brothers and sisters, where he was talking. Marshall was one of the individuals who were invited on the show, and he was talking about soca music and talking about different genres, even bigging up the medalists, you know, Dominica, St. Lucia, Grenada, Jamaica, I think as well. He bigged up a number of individuals and talking about one Caribbean people, which of course I think is a wonderful thing right there. And of course he bigged up BOUYON music in that regard in relation to soca as well. So this is what he's actually mentioning right there.
Because before, BOUYON was not part of the conversation.
That is not necessarily accurate. I think what fell off is the camaraderie of individuals coming together and actually pushing it, because today we have something called French BOUYON. Yes, Guadeloupe or Martinique, I think it's Guadeloupe. They also have their BOUYON, French BOUYON. And of course that influence came from where? Dominica. Now it's interesting that when Dominican BOUYON artists tend to go to the French islands, they do very, very well. Very well. When I'm thinking of people like Mel C or Rio, these individuals, when they go to Guadeloupe, they do very, very well when it comes onto the BOUYON music, because BOUYON is also a culture, or they are participating in that culture as well. Because Dominica has a history of influencing French islands, the surrounding French islands, with Cara Calypso is one of them. Even though we're BOUYON elevated, when I listen to Mr. Henderson, when I listen to Mr. Henderson on the basis of when they went overseas to one of the French territories, and that is how they came up about trying to just mix up things. I was listening to him in the World Korean Music Festival, Break That Down. I will try to get him onto the podcast for us to talk about that kind of vibrations right there. It'll be very interesting, guys. You know, so look out for that in the near future as well. But he was talking about the influence around the BOUYON music. So BOUYON has definitely had its links and its threads in different places. It's just that the people apparently don't want to push it further and further. And when other places are pretty much accepting it, so to speak, like Trinidad, and considering BOUYON and under the umbrella of SOCA, because SOCA has gone so far because of the unification of the individuals, and of course the population also has a lot to play as well in that regard. Dominica has a smaller population, but because SOCA is being pretty much brought about worldwide, especially on the international stage, we are now feeling like we should just take a back burner and just fall under SOCA. I don't agree with that at all, because BOUYON has its own genre and has its own influence. Okay? All right, let's continue.
And in Dominica, we have to stop that thing about BOUYON versus SOCA or whatever this and that.
I agree. But we should not say, let's put BOUYON under SOCA. There is no fighting between SOCA and BOUYON. They have their time and place for everything. Okay, so that's something I really have to point out right there.
All of us is one Caribbean country. All of us is one Caribbean.
All of us is one Caribbean, but in the Caribbean has different styles of music. There's compa, there's zouk. I think compa is actually under zouk. There's calypso, there's calypso, there's a fusion of different styles of music. There's soca, there's BOUYON, there's reggaeton. There's a number of different styles of music. So we can't just say one Caribbean and decide everything going under one genre of music. That I think, maybe I misunderstood what you were saying right there, but that doesn't add up right there. Anyways, let's continue.
And I'd be hypocrite to say that I've been using the platform of SOCA and the resources of SOCA to get the success that I have now, and pushing the whole nasty business down south.
I more think the reason why nasty business, because BOUYON music has been around, and you say you've been using SOCA to get your music out there. I more think it is because of the shock factor. It seems like shock factors have certain things within certain people that get to pull certain shock factors within themselves out. For example, the nasty business. Some people might have some hidden nastiness inside of them and waiting for somebody else to put something out there so they can pull it out from themselves and say, hey, this is me right there. I finally find the music that I'm relatable to. You know, nasty business kind of vibes. On the other hand, talking about nasty business, Marshall was not bigging up nasty business. You know, Marshall was actually bigging up real BOUYON music. Nasty business is just the lyrics on BOUYON music that they call it nasty business BOUYON music, but Marshall was actually bigging up BOUYON music. I think he took it from Dada music. And of course, Dada was the one who worked with them on the basis of Family, that song. Of course, Dada from Dominica, Dada manufactured Dada music, brothers and sisters, Dada music I knew him for. He was the one who put the beat together and of course had a BOUYON ring to it, a fusion of BOUYON and SOCA ring to it. And they made that song Family. This is how Marshall got introduced to BOUYON music. It has nothing to do with nasty business. I'm sure maybe Marshall knew your songs or something, because I've been playing all the different kind of nasty business, not just your songs, but other nasty business songs I've been playing all over the place. New York, last year I was in New York, I am nasty business playing all over the place. It's interesting. It's like people have an inclination to just be nasty. I guess they like to hear the nastiness, so hey. But hey, it is what it is, brothers and sisters. But we're talking about BOUYON music and the inclination of SOCA. So I more think it was a shock factor that got your music out there rather than thing, because I'm sure if you did not make any shock factor music, no matter what you push out there would not have captivated or get people to listen, or even get you know, there's a level of shock factor that took place inside there. It's very obvious. Anyways, let's continue.
And it have a reason why SOCA is recognized as a genre and BOUYON is not.
BOUYON is not recognized as genre? What? What are you saying, bro? You literally saying BOUYON. What do you think BOUYON is? BOUYON is a genre of music. You're talking about on the international stage. There's never been nobody from Dominica has pushed BOUYON music on the international stage. No Dominica I know has pushed BOUYON on the international stage. Triple K tried to do something when it comes down to that aspect. But when it comes down to performing on the international stage, most likely you have reggae and dancehall being pushed instead of BOUYON music. This is why you have people like Nazio Fontaine, who has gone on the international spectrum and of course was not pushing BOUYON music, he was actually pushing reggae music. But that is something that actually came from Jamaica. I think Jamaica or Africa, one of these places. And of course, Nazio Fontaine was made a name for himself. In fact, they call him the reincarnation Bob Marley. So because he kind of sounds like Bob Marley, kind of looks like Bob Marley, and he's of course dreadlocks Rasta. So that is another thing right there. Anyways, let's continue.
Because the bigger heads that was there before us never put the infrastructure in place or set a standard for the music industry to be profitable to musicians.
I agree. I agree. They never properly set a standard, especially to try to push it to the others to bring everybody up to elevating that standing. I agree to that statement right there. So that was a fault on them. But I also remember people like Mr. Henderson talking about BOUYON, how BOUYON came about. Especially BOUYON coming about in France when when I guess whether it was WCK or whoever was the one who was pioneering that stuff, and they helped, you know, try to bring stuff together, and just Vicky just boom come about. You know, just trying to put things together, and the French people were enjoying it. And that is our BOUYON music. We should have put these things and run skills with it, but sometimes individuals like to be selfish. I'm not saying that these folks are selfish, but or maybe they didn't know the plan to elevate, to try to bring others in, and probably thought, hey, that we would have competition amongst ourselves, so let's not bring other people in. And as a result of that, the proper affiliations were not done, or the infrastructure was not done to help elevate BOUYON music. But that still doesn't give the right for BOUYON music to be under SOCA music. It is totally two different styles of music. Yes, you can fuse them, but it's totally two different styles of music.
It's not our fault them trim and do their thing right and put everything in place so they can benefit, and their music is recognized as a genre. And BOUYON is not.
You're talking about somebody building the house. You're saying, okay, we haven't got the house, so let us go in somebody else's house to bring our style of music. And then because we are elevating in their house, we're getting to play that music in their house, that somehow we should just put it under the umbrella. That is not at all what should happen to BOUYON music. BOUYON music should stand alone on its own. Yes, utilize the different places, the different, you know, infrastructures that actually are there, but try to maintain that it's actually BOUYON music. Do not say or sell out and say, oh, it's SOCA music or BOUYON or SOCA BOUYON. No, that should never be at all. And I'm sure the other individuals, the pioneers of BOUYON music, I totally disagree with what you were saying right there. It would be interesting to bring Colonel Philip onto the podcast as well, as I'm thinking of this thing right there. It'll be interesting to bring Mr. Henderson and Colonel Philip onto the podcast to talk about these kind of things. What do you think about your video? Or they might do a video. Hopefully, if they do a video in that regard, we can definitely have a discussion in that regard on what you're saying right there. But I disagree with most of what you're saying right there so far.
That is our fault, not our fault. Those before us fault.
True, that's true.
And we've been trying hard to push BOUYON out. And not time to fight genres and say, oh, this and that. We can all be under one umbrella.
No, we can't. We can come under the umbrella of being Caribbean people, but we must always differentiate ourselves. Just because something comes easier to you doesn't mean you should do it, you know. Especially when the presidencies, they can actually decide, okay, this is SOCA, then this is our music. Trinidadians can say, okay, we develop SOCA and you guys branch out BOUYON from SOCA. They can say that too. And then say, okay, well, since you guys branch out SOCA from BOUYON from SOCA, then that is our music. Then we can use it freely and say this is Trinidadian music. That should not be at all.
Because they do the business right. And in Dominica, we have no infrastructure in place for the BOUYON music as an industry.
There's no infrastructure for any music in Dominica at all. None whatsoever. This is one of the reasons why my first thing is music, you know, brothers and sisters. My very first thing is music. I'm a vocalist. I tend to go, sometimes you guys see me do my thing, especially those who watch me in karaoke and those kind of things there. Or have seen me perform in different places in the United States or whatever. You know, music has been my first drive. I don't do BOUYON music. I do mainly R&B and soul. This is a type of music, and reggae as well. Of course, they had to include that into my repertoire when I was thinking to have a little Caribbean flavor to it. But anyways, music has always been my thing. But at the end of the day, we must separate it. We cannot just say, oh, because they don't have the infrastructure in Dominica and, you know, Dominicans fail us in the music industry. We have the wrong set of people in positions. I always point this out. We have the wrong set, or we have the incompetent set of people in positions, and we expect to move forward. This is why I don't even blame him too much for saying what he's saying right now. You know why? Because our leaders have failed us. They keep talking about the youth and the elevation of the youth, and they talk about the music industry and those kind of things, and absolutely nothing has been done to actually help the BOUYON music in Dominica. I've spoken to other artists who have been, you know, doing their thing across the world in Dominica. They don't do BOUYON music, they do their own style of music or what is affiliated to the international community. Myself, similar to me. Because R&B and soul and reggae, I have no affiliations to Dominica, so to speak, when it comes on to the music. But you want to push BOUYON music under the nasty business vibrations, and then you want to pretty much associate it to SOCA. I'm not saying we fight in SOCA music. I love SOCA music as well. I love soca music. Even when we're doing certain things, we'll be singing soca music as well from time to time when we do our thing from time to time. But when it comes down to BOUYON music in itself, the leaders have definitely failed. That is a fact. But when we keep putting people, the wrong set of people in positions to do things for us, what do you expect to happen? Absolutely nothing at all. We have World Korea Music Festival. It's interesting when I look at the World Korea Music Festival. Right now, they have to be making polls. I remember the last time when they make a poll in the park talking about should Chubby come to Chubby should Chubby be part of World Korea Music Festival every year? I mean, who outside of Chubby does rock the Creole now, brothers and sisters? Who Chubby them is the essence of World Creole Music Festival. We have more dancehall artists and reggae artists and well, you have the compa, these kind of things, they can be associated to Creole, so that's fine. But when it comes down to Dominica itself, an inclination, you hardly have BOUYON, you hardly have any of the calypso, well, that's calypso, but that's still part of Dominica culture anyways too. You know, so when it comes down to these kind of things there, you tend to wonder what exactly are these people doing to push the Creole culture and that in World Creole Music Festival. Just like when we have jazz and Creole, a number of persons always see my vlogs and say, Mystelics, where the Creole part? Well, the people who tend to bring me to these kind of vibes and organizing me, brothers and sisters, they don't really want to see that part of it. That's why I tend to do the parts that they want to do. I know from time to time I need to put my stuff in, you know, come a little earlier and stuff when I go into the jazz and Creole for me to put the Creole part. True. But, you know, most times is where the funds come in. When people organize you to do certain things, you do what the people want, and then if you free up afterwards, that's how I tend to do my stuff when it comes down to the vlogs and things. So it's not like I'm abandoning anything, it's just that the people that look out for you, I'm sure that's how he's viewing his stuff as well. He said the soca genre is what that looking out for them in the nasty business aspect. And as a result of that, they are pushing the music further and further. So I understand the sentiment, but when you're saying put BOUYON on the soca, if that, well, that's the sentiment I'm getting right there. He's saying don't fight it because people say no, BOUYON and soca is different. I understand that part, but we need to clearly differentiate them.
Yeah, that man like McMurray knowledge or whatever this and that. But up to now, you have guys that don't have publishing, copyright, distribution for the music, and they're in the game how long?
Because they do not know the business. It is one thing for you to be able to put up music there, and then what you're talking about there is the business aspect of music. They do not have these things. You might have it. Did you teach anybody else to do these kind of things? Sometimes it's also people have the pride in them. Oh, I doing that longer than you, so I don't need to know what you're doing or whatever. That's not the case at all. Me, I always look in, once you're doing well and whatever, I say, hey bro, this is what I do. What do you do? We exchange ideas and this kind of things there. If it relates to my content, then great. If my own can relate to yours, then great. A number of persons are asking me about doing YouTube. I've actually brought a number of persons into the YouTube set, and they have been doing well when it comes onto that aspect right there, because I pass on the knowledge. So it's not just me gatekeeping. So the question is, are you gatekeeping? Because you're talking about publishing and this kind of things, the copyrights and so forth, distributions and so forth. So be that the case, because I also heard that you also told what's his name, MG, not to play your music or something because there's royalties or whatever in that regard, I guess, and I guess he didn't play your music again. So that is another situation right there. But I guess that's part of what you guys want. When it comes on to that, and of course you have to make your money, no doubt about it. Make your money in that regard right there anyways.
And there's a fighting over pettiness and kind of come together for all man to eat. Next thing now, BOUYON have to spread to different islands for it to be, how to say, to go international or to go worldwide. That's like reggae start in Jamaica, but all different countries have their own version of the reggae, this and that. Like we can't hold it to ourselves.
I agree, but you have to also look at why reggae got all over the place. Reggae was pretty much relatable to a family-friendly audience and to the struggle that was going on, so everybody could relate in that regard. Soca went all over the place because soca is about happiness, spreading love and enjoying time with your friends and family and going out there. You know, even have a little content and this kind of things there. Where they say if you catch your girl with somebody else, all kind of, so it's little kicks and things here and there. Reality, true, but it's about fun. It's about freeing up yourself and enjoying life. That's what soca is about. But if you come in here to push nasty business, push on in your thing and put it in my mouth and all those kind of things there, I don't think that'll be very, that might get us to a certain point, but not to the international community. Can you imagine all over the world singing push on in your and put it in my mouth? Really? You think that's gonna... Don't get me wrong, you know, it has its audience all over the place, true, but that would not reach the airways. That would not reach the thing. You might see certain people in the Caribbean or somewhere playing this kind of stuff, or in parties where it's adult content, so to speak. But when it comes on to the international part of this, I don't think that will reach very far, because people might find a lot of the things offensive. People didn't find reggae offensive. Reggae gave a number of persons hope. When I was looking at the reggae documentary of how Bob Marley them pushed it, because it wasn't Bob Marley, you know, there were folks before Bob Marley doing reggae. It's just that the genre spread across the world because Bob Marley took it upon himself to go, when there was some violence that was taking place, he went overseas for him to do reggae and felt like he was not doing reggae at that time. And he said, hey, other people need to know about this. And started pushing that all over the place, and people were liking the vibrations, liking how it made them feel, and this kind of things there. It'll be interesting if Nasty Business is able to do that. I don't think it's gonna be able to do that, but of course, you know, when it comes down to BOUYON music itself, BOUYON music is about the enjoyment, but we are also talking about to another individual that was rocking a BOUYON. He's a BOUYON artist, and he said it's not just about playing BOUYON all the time, because BOUYON has a constant ponging, and soon it can get to you. So you have to, you know, be able to go back and forth and understand that kind of vibe right there. This is why soca has different types of soca music. You have the mellow soca, you have the upbeat soca, you have these kind of things there. So I think that is also relevant when it comes down to thing. I think Signal Band did a good job when it comes down to mellow and upbeat soca and these kind of things there. I think Signal Band can take it to across the world if they reach the right set of individuals to help push them. It's unfortunate that they need to reach the right set of individuals, because Dominica doesn't have it. We have incompetent leaders. Look at the hospital falling. Anyways, let's continue.
If I have to be honest, Nasty Business was created in St. Martin. Is my influence in staying in St. Martin Birong?
I think it is because of Suki. Suki, your influence. I think your influence on Suki. And Suki put that out, was going all over the place. They called for Suki to come, and then you gradually came in after Suki. So yes, it was your doing, so to speak, your music, and then you put Suki on it, and Suki went crazy with it, making his own thing or whatever. And then from St. Martin, it branched out to a number of places. Even when they tried to help send Suki to Guadeloupe to get some mental, you know, help or something of that sort, before he could come up St. Martin. I think it's Antigua, Grenada, one of those places where Suki ended up going jail because of some, you know, misunderstanding. But that's another story already. Let's continue.
St. Martin, and me and Fridge put the drums together.
Oh, Fridge. Oh, okay. That's what he's talking about. I remember Fridge. But I don't think how you saying you want Fridge, because I talked to Fridge. There's Ridge and there's Fridge. It seems like as Fridge, when it comes down to Fridge was telling me that the beats that you have, some of the beats that you have actually came from him. So that's another set of story right there. But that's for you and Fridge to hash out. Let's continue.
All man using now and create this song of Nasty Business. And then from St. Martin, we start exporting into Guadeloupe and the French territories. Dominica was the last to jump on board. They fight it.
So earlier on you said you used soca to push the music. It was actually not that at all, because you said it was soca usage, the soca to push the music to the south. Okay, maybe to the south, but it wasn't soca music that actually pushed it. So why, if you go to the French islands, you went to St. Martin, you started in St. Martin with Fridge, and then you went to the French islands, you know, to push it further and further, and Dominica was the last to get it. How does it link to being on the soca? You using soca, probably you saying you hop on the soca wagon to push it, but it's not soca. You cannot say it is under the soca umbrella. I don't think that should be the case at all. I think what Marshall said, you should take that back right there. Because BOUYON is not under the soca umbrella. Soca did not influence BOUYON music.
One of my first songs, Suck the Pussy Tonight. Plenty fight down. Don't because the last, and even now they're still fighting Nasty Business.
Yeah, nasty business. I mean, I'm not a fan of nasty business because nasty business is about nastiness, you know? I mean, sometimes everybody have the liquor nastiness, but come on. How you just elevate into another set of nasty? What, go to a better song now. Help uplift the people. Put your hand in your thing and put it in your, I mean, that's already, I think, I know, I might know others, I can't remember them others. I see one that's sticking in my head.
That's why a lot of nasty business artists, when they come to St. Martin, they feel right at home because nasty business starts in St. Martin. And you can't hold the music to yourself like it was D.
Nasty business did not start in St. Martin per se. It's the beat of it, the creation of the beats that started in St. Martin right there. If I remember what Fridge was telling me correctly. Anyways, let's continue.
Spread it out. Everybody come in.
Everybody can come on to nasty business, bro. Everybody can come into nasty business. I saw some Trinidadians talking about that same sentiment about, you know, putting it on the road, putting nasty business on the road. You put nasty business, everybody grown, put nasty business on the road, but not everybody's grown. You have little children hearing about push your hand in up and put it in my. I mean, come on, everybody cannot jump on board with that. Especially when persons who have a more spiritual part of their life saying, put your hand in your thing and push. I mean, come on, bro. Anyways, let's continue.
Because if it's my music, I just put jab in my music. If real producers know, I put jab, then Ray, I have elements of soca.
That's what BOUYON music. BOUYON is a fusion of different styles. And then sometimes they take me into your arms of love. If that's how the song going. And then, you know, they have the BOUYON fusing into that. That's what BOUYON is like, bringing in that aspect, that jumpy aspect to it. Even Signal Band them just do the same thing too. They did one love and they remixed that well and they put the BOUYON aspect to it. So yeah, that's part of BOUYON.
Reggae, dancehall, compa. That's why the music resonating with the world right now. Because each of them can feel a part of them in the BOUYON.
It's the shock factor that usually have them. And obviously if you put a compa music that they actually know and you fuse it into something, you make your own thing from it. Then, you know, on YouTube they have that they call that not reuse, no, they call that something on YouTube. When you remake a video, YouTube allows you to remake people's videos. You download it, you remake it and put it back. You cannot put it back the same way. You have to make something new from it right there. Like I'm commenting on this video, I'm actually making something new of it. I'm giving my thought process, what he says, in a contract, you know, agreeing with what he's saying. So I'm making something new of that video. So they will definitely allow that video to go through.
So when they say about, we all know BOUYON don't come from SOCA, but we can all go under one umbrella. And
no, we should never do that. We should never go under the umbrella. We should go side by side with. Like brother and sisters, side by side, not under the umbrella. No, I don't agree with this at all. No, you guys can let me know what are your thoughts on that right there. Do you think that BOUYON should go under the umbrella of SOCA? Or do you think BOUYON should be side by side? Let us call it the genre that it really is. BOUYON music and SOCA music. If we're collaborating together, we call it SOCA BOUYON or BOUYON SOCA, whatever it is. Or SOCUYO. SOCAYO. Or whatever. You fuse the music together, make something else from it, and then, you know, jump. But do not never, because you're going to lose your identity in the process. To the point where they'll start calling your music SOCA music. That is very dangerous right there. When you lose your identity, that is a big issue. And if you lose your identity, or BOUYON, Dominicans calling their music SOCA music now, or under the umbrella of SOCA, and then the Guadeloupe people are making BOUYON music, well, they'll start to call it the thing French SOCA. You know, because they get influence from Dominica.
She Caribbean music out, and then when you have 100 or 1,000 BOUYON artists, then we can demand, hey, when BOUYON have its own genre and this and that. But as a
Nope, because this is like the tree. It's like a seed. You plant a seed in something, and first of all, BOUYON is already rooted. It's just that the individuals who are the leaders of society need to come together to try to push and market and get the right set of artists to push the music out there and get to promote and all these kind of things there. How on earth we have the festival, one of the biggest, well, not the biggest festivals in Dominica for the Caribbean brothers and sisters, and we pushing mainly overseas voters, not voters, overseas artists. We paying the artists more, we giving them more prestige than the local artists and all those kind of things, and we expect to respect that. No, that's not how it should be at all. When you look at the French islands, they respect their artists, they respect their people, and that's why they're going far. When you look at a number of places, look at the Haiti and the compa music and this kind of, they respect their artists. They put their music. A number of persons were telling me, but Mystelics, Jamaica doesn't never call Dominica to come Jamaica, but we call in Jamaica to come Dominica. Because the Jamaican people respect the artists. The Jamaican artists who have made it are also bringing other people up under them. And they pushing others. This is why we know about Coffee. I myself, I do. Coffee has some nice music. I don't like, she's not a performing artist at all. But she has some nice music. It was Chronics who put Coffee on the map. It was Chronics who did the thing, and I think somebody else put Chronics on the map for him to think, and it's just like continuously growing. But in Dominica, you have to find your way and fight your way. If you don't fight your way, then you're in problems.
Now we have that power. That's like how hip hop start, and from hip hop you have trap, and from hip hop you have drills music.
Yeah, but you have drills. All these things came from hip-hop. And it's interesting that hip-hop came from reggae music. You know that, right? So we should call hip-hop reggae music. Not true. Because it was a Jamaican that actually started hip-hop. You guys know this? You can Google it. You know, if you think you can make it.
And from techno, you have EDM. But you have to do the work. Man, as they're fighting over pettiness and think about pushing the music industry and pushing the genre further and stop fighting about nonsense.
But I agree, stop fighting about nonsense. But when you want to lose your identity, there's a whole other story right there. Guys, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on what you have to say right there? That's my thoughts on it. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you disagree, what are your thoughts? If you agree, what are your thoughts? At the same time as well, leave your thoughts in the comment box, you guys. Anyways, this is pretty much what your boy has for this reaction today. Like I did before, check the previous one I actually did earlier on today, guys. Of course, that link will be in the first comment in the comment box, you guys. Hopefully tomorrow I'll drop 2 videos right there. I think I received some other stuff, but it's not completed right there, guys. So I'll definitely be doing that one tomorrow. And of course, with that said right there, guys, click the thumbs up button, click the like button. I would appreciate that. And of course, subscribe and sisters, we are almost at 10K. I would appreciate if you subscribe on this channel right there. And it's about Mystelics once again, guys. Burial, salute the king. Leave your thoughts in the comment box, you guys. And with that said right there, I'll see you guys in the next one. Burial, be positive.